Hi, welcome to Kalimba Tunings Today with your host, Dr. Mark Holdaway, the Kalimba Doctor. Hi, I'm Mark. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the Hokema B11. It's a fantastic platform for experimentation with tunings. Before we get going on tunings, this is a T15 star-shaped bit. You can get it as part of a multi-tool set at Lowe's, or now you can go to Home Depot because they stopped their contributions. Now this is a Hokema tuning tool. What you can do, you can loosen this by about a quarter turn, and it makes it much easier to push in to change your tuning. This is an inexpensive tuning hammer. You can tap just very slightly. I just went a little flat. So that's how we accomplish our tunings. That's my favorite alternative tuning of the B11 Hokema Kalimba. I call it the Bothian C. It's named after Thomas Botha, and he used to tune his Kalimbas a lot like this. So check this out. The way his tunings tend to be set up is the lower row, here C, E, G, B, C. It makes a nice chord. It's a C major 7. The upper notes, it's a D minor. So that's the first thing. When you're confronted with a new tuning, look to see if there's a division between the upper and the lower notes. The next tuning I want to look at is the Dejari F tuning. It's named after a customer of mine named Dejari, and he requested, hey, do you have a tuning that works with my Hong drum in F? And I thought, okay, I can bring this low note down to F. Check it out. Here we go. So the next thing to check for is, are there octaves? So I've got F, F, F. I've got 3 Fs. I've got 2 As. Now one thing octaves can do is they can form as set points for variations in between them. For example, the next thing to look for in a tuning, are there any scale segments? And here we've got a whole octave plus 2 extra notes. And then we've got that low F in the bass. It acts as a drone. It roots us, anchors us in the ground. So, someone recently asked me, can you make a bluesy E tuning for the B11? And this tuning was a stop along the way, and it's a Middle Eastern E. Now that is a very low note for the B11. Usually it's G, and you can see it's almost ready to fall off the kalimba. This is the lowest note, E. We still have that dronage going on down here. If you look at the notes, E, B, E, B. That's the 1 and the 5 of the E chords. That's not just a note drone, it's the whole bottom almost. This A is a little bit dissonant, but keeps it interesting. Think of these lower notes as the stem of a flower, and think of these upper notes as a brilliant bloom. Cool, isn't it? The next thing to look for in a tuning is chords. Now here, E, G sharp, B, that's the E major chord. In fact, we have E, E, B down here too, so the entire right side is a chord. So that's another thing to look for. Is the right side versus the left side something? And here, we've got chord there, D, F, A. Okay, I was very pleased with that accidental discovery. Now, continuing along in the search for the bluesy E tuning, I came upon this. It's almost the same in the lower part, except I've reversed the A and the B, so that's kind of weird, but and what's going on up here? Well, let's see. Well, that's a nice chord. It's not quite in sync with this. It's a different space. What's going on here? Ooh, what's going on? Oh, I've got a G and a G sharp. So let's see. Well, it is kind of bluesy, but it's also kind of weird. Here I've got 3 B's in a row. That's cool. I've got 3 E's in a row. The whole point in a new tuning is to make it create new sounds in a new way, to make music just rip right off the instrument in a very physical motion without too much of the mind thought process working, just almost like you're skating on ice. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Kalimba Tunings with our host, Dr. Mark Holdaway.